Things like this don't happen in a field in Stony Creek Township in Somerset County. They just don't.
That's where the war on terror began, was when those brave souls decided to fight back.
This was a story that hit close to home for every single American in the United States.
WJAC-TV, this is a Channel 6 News special report.
Good afternoon. I'm Marty Radovanek as we continue to cover
I was at home. I'd just gotten out of bed, and I was having a cup of coffee. Then the second plane hit. My phone rang. It was the station. They said, we need you to get in as quickly as you can.
And just when I walked into the newsroom, already we were hearing on the scanners reports about a plane that was unaccounted for and thought to be heading towards Johnstown.
I don't know what's going on, so I called the newsroom. Said, hey, I don't know what's happening. And the general manager at the time was in the newsroom, and he answered the phone. I'll never forget this. He said to me, he goes, well, they're headed to the airport. We believe a 727 is headed to the Johnstown airport. There's a bomb on board. That was the way that was initially reported. So that wasn't wrong, because that's what first responders were working on that theory.
And it wasn't minutes after that when we started to get calls in the newsroom and hear the scanner that a plane had crashed in Somerset County.
There's a report of a large plane that is down in Somerset County near Shanksville. We have crews en route to that. There is also...
We were following on Route 219, state troopers racing there, fire trucks racing there. So we knew we were going in the right direction. The next thing you know, I was standing right next to this crater in the ground of where smoke was coming out of it, and there was this strong smell of jet fuel there. And I thought, I've got to write down the notes of what I'm seeing.
John Meyer is standing by in Shanksville with an eyewitness to this plane crash. John.
Yeah, Marty.
And I did a phone report while we were showing those pictures, and I was looking at my notes that I wrote, and all there were scribbles. I must have been so overwhelmed, and the adrenaline so much at that point, looking at that crater and that crash scene, that I didn't even write words.
Of course, I described earlier how horrific this scene is.
It's hard as a journalist to cover these types of stories because you absorb it.
And they talked about body parts falling from the trees, which are right behind the crash impact site. That's the reality, that these people on board that plane were alive one second and pieces the next.
I never say never anymore. I mean, we had a plane crash in our backyard that was brought down by terrorists. I mean, I never say that'll never happen.
People now believe that something may have happened inside that plane, that passengers on board may have helped to bring that plane down or to thwart the hijacking. The plane.
And then when family members, you know, as it became known that they started talking about phone calls that they'd gotten, and said, oh, okay, so there's something to this.
And they did that, a group of strangers getting on a plane, going about their business, had the courage to do that.
And when we started to piece that together, it really hit us that this is a really important story to tell.
When you found out what really happened on that plane, it unified America. Everybody was kinder to each other. Everybody just wanted to be the best they could be. It brought out the best in every American. It's just unbelievable. We never forget.